Hey, hey, hey.
Butterflies in my stomach. Oh, colorblind. All I can see is your loving. Baby girl, cutie pie, oh baby boo. I can call you beautiful, doesn't mean it justifies the view. No, goosebumps all over my skin. Oh, for your love, baby, I start all over again. I'd work 2 jobs just to make you proud of me. Oh, cause having your insurance, shorty, there's nothing more valuable.
I'm sorry.
You're my little piece of wonderful.
Hey, just relax.
Wonderful.
A little relaxed music to get the people in.
Wonderful. You're wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. So wonderful. Wonderful.
Tickle me and laugh so deep down to my soul. How you be amazing, just so easy to know. Make me see why I was created. That's what you do. Now I feel validated. I live for you, baby, babe. I see my eyes when I look at you, baby, babe. I'm living my dreams by loving you. Kissable, touchable, sensible, humble, and wonderful in every way. You're beautiful, rainbow of colors in every shade. You're wonderful, my little piece of wonderful. You're so wonderful, a little piece of wonderful. You're so wonderful, a little piece of wonderful. Baby, wonderful,
First time, look at his eyes. That's something I created right here. Something so lovely, so lovely, so lovely. Greatest gift on earth. I thank God, you're my life. All I can think of is you. All I can do is dream of you. You're a perfect example of how love is true.
Ooh, you're wonderful.
You're beautiful, rainbow in every shade. You're my so wonderful, wonderful, you're mine. Wonderful, my little piece of wonderful, 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 wonderful. out into the world.
Baby,
It's all love.
baby,
Love brings love.
baby, Hey, you guys are just wonderful. Yes, you are. You guys are wonderful. Let's start this off right. That's right. You guys are wonderful. And I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But we are still going to check her out. All right, let's go. Let's take care of business. Let's check her out.
It's always to come back to ourselves, just to get a little bit more, and a little
I'll
bit
be
more,
skipping through. Well, let's check this chick out.
I call it a heart inventory because
Yeah.
the way you feel, how you feel about something, how a person makes you feel, how doing a certain activity makes you have certain feelings, will show you where you are in whatever situation. And I know you guys saw me this last week. Right after Thanksgiving, I was surprised with the whole, you've been doing a lot. Thanksgiving was amazing. And it's time
We're gonna
for you
skip
to
past
take a
that
break and to unwind. And so I woke up with sunshine and rainbows in my face. And it was such a beautiful time through Thanksgiving that I was just able to let go and to really have just an open space with my family, the people that I love, the people that never gave up on me. God, who's never given up on me, as me, through me.
Yeah. Let's get to it.
I didn't realize that it was going to bring me right back to that moment, right back there to where we were. And
this is for
it's like,
educational
wow,
purposes
I
only.
see the purpose
Fair use
of truly following spirit, even when it doesn't make sense, even when you don't get it, even when it doesn't quite come fit together in your mind, but you're given instructions on what to do, and you're told to, speak out. You're told to, share your truth, share the book, share the information, share who you are. And people try to put things in your head. They try to turn us against each other. They try to tell her this, tell me that, tell her this, or what's that intention? What's her intention? She's not this, she's not that, she's not being real, she's being. You don't know who this woman is. You are about to just get a glimpse and taste the bravery and the honesty of who she is. So for the people who are like criticizing, being negative, you know, saying what it takes, I just want you to understand something. When you are in an abusive
hey Donna
relationship, it takes about 6 times.
That's why I said she's simple.
Scientifically, it is said of the woman trying to leave before she permanently leaves. Now, I personally believe and feel it in my soul and in my spirit that she's done. She's completely done. And I know that. So, you know, everybody trying to say, oh, you know, it was said that she's coming back and he's going to make her kiss his feet. Never. Well, let me, you know what?
Hey, Donna Love.
I trust spirit. And, you know, I spoke to Selena. You know, I spoke to Selena and Miss Selena, and I got to just learn such a powerful woman. You know, she came on here and spoke her heart. I remember the day when she spoke out, same thing, same type of spirit, same spirit as Velvet. I see Velvet in her mom, you know, I see her mom in her, like, completely. And it was the same thing, spirit, you know, God told me it's time to speak out. God told me to, you know, speak to my daughter. This is a woman who's willing to lay down her life for her daughter. That kind of strength and that kind of passion for what is yours, it breaks chains.
Whatever.
It breaks curses. It awakens people's souls and hearts. And so, even though at the time, I think about how at that time when Miss Selena went live, her and I both received death threats from Eligio. He sent us both death threats, and he said that we're going to regret it. And I just see the glory of how good God is. It's like, you can't be afraid of who you really are and what your purpose is to speak your truth. No one can take that away from you. Your story is not even yours to keep. Because of the way we've been able to just watch how this has been tracking. If you just watch it from the time when I'm thinking I'm just, you know, telling my story. I was angry as hell. Y'all remember every live. I was whoa, 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 right? My inner child was furious. Like my innocence, my purity. I felt like something had been stolen from me. Right? I was like, hell no, fuck that. I'm gonna get my shit back. I'm taking back my power. You know, it was this anger and this aggression, right? And I thought that was powerful, right? I thought that that's what considered it, like, it was natural. It was just the anger that needed to come out. But I realized that it's so much bigger than me. This is so much bigger than me. It's so much bigger because there are so many women who are secretly.
I know how her
imagine what we heard from Velvet yesterday. There are women
she ain't no damn healer.
Dealing with this, don't know where to turn, don't have a mom like she does, don't have direction, don't have that kind of guidance and love. Imagine that. Imagine if I had my family, my sister, my father, my close loved ones. It's like, our stories are so much deeper than what we think as to, oh, we went through this and we're just angry. When that anger moves you to action and you actually get angry enough that you're like, I'm changing. This is it.
Say whatever you gotta say.
That's something you need to feel. That's something you have to go through, because me going to carbonation was a betrayal to myself.
Carry on combination.
You know, and we betray ourselves all the time. Like, I literally betrayed my own dreams. Like, the things that I dreamed of and the things that I know I am, I like literally traded it in and allowed someone to tell me what was going to bring me joy and what was going to bring me salvation. Right? And it's like, I felt her so much when she was like, who was that? Like, I felt like I'm dreaming. Like, how could Sybil, like, you did what? You let who? That's impossible. That didn't happen to you. Girl, baby girl, Sybil, what's going on? Like, you have these conversations with yourself and you want to beat yourself up and so forth. But man, when you see yourself on the other side of this shit, and not to say that it's still not going to have moments and you're going to be trying to, you know, get through in different ways. You're going to have those people who support you. But
we really
to have compassion for yourself through your journey, to be patient with yourself through your journey is so incredible. And it's so much better than trying to force yourself to so-called, you know, heal or, you know, try to talk yourself into it.
If y'all notice, I think Sybil had to thank for Velvet. I was going to say that. I thought I paused to check. But if y'all notice, they're still speaking in Nature Boy's type of language. They're still speaking the way Nature Boy would speak. Like if you observed last night when I played Nature Boy, how did he know so much about Velvet's business? How did he know about every time I know he make them do confessions, but that don't mean he know your confessions. I mean, how did somebody break up with him? Right? We don't know if that's true or not true. She have a boyfriend or not. But I find it amazing that he sent everybody to that man's page. He sent a group of people to that man's page. Nature Boy don't know he just made that man famous, if that's her man. But how would Nature Boy know that information? Because Velvet told him. Exactly. Now let's continue with this bull crap. Exactly. And she just left the man. You screwing. I wouldn't want to see a man no time soon. No time soon.
When you feel yourself through your healing, when you actually allow it to come out, when you want to go back. How she was releasing yesterday. I mean, I just couldn't help it. I just kept crying. Y'all want to see me like do that kind of bursting cry because it's ugly. Like, oof, child. I try not to cry on live because it's an ugly cry. It's ugly cry.
It's an award. And the award goes
to. It's just like when I couldn't help it when she was talking and just the pain, the endurance, and people trying to judge her. Whatever happened then, like the whole people with the, oh, she did this, she did that while she was there to the other one. Let it go. Don't you get it? The whole point was for this moment. For her to be free to be who she is. For her to be in her space of freedom. And it's like, I'm over here thinking that I'm exposing this man. Yeah, I'm gonna let people know who he is. That thing was fake. I went over there. There's no this, there's no that. You know, it's all bullshit. But it was so much bigger than that. You know, I remember when I used to watch and she used to be, you know, like going in and giving, you know, downloads.
Getting downloads. And
I'd be like, oh my God, I love it. I love what she's saying. I love what she's speaking, and I could feel her spirit. Right? But then when I started to dwindle and go away, we all saw that too. And now it's like, I'm seeing it again. You know, I'm seeing the truth about someone's authenticity that someone tried to take away and break. And I'm not saying there's not still healing for all of us to do, but we can't even begin to imagine the pain, to imagine the trauma, the suffering. Okay? And this is not about being a victim. This is about real shit. This is about being a woman and seeing another woman go through some real shit.
I mean, I know everybody's different. But I've seen somebody going to tell me, I don't know what a trauma victim is. A trauma victim is not on YouTube, not on Instagram, playing with filters, you know, putting makeup on, making herself look good. Not saying that you're not supposed to make yourself look good, but a trauma victim, don't tell me I don't know. I know plenty of trauma victims. I'm not saying Velvet did. How you doing, funny Foony Fee, my sister? Peace of love to you. I'm not saying that them horrific things did not happen to them, but we're talking about trauma victims. You would not be on showing how beautiful you are. No, show me where that's at. I don't know how some of you guys get down, but I know for a fact, if I wanted to get a man back, I'm not going on no live and tell no experiences. I'm going to po-po. If you want to destroy the man's life, then that's that same man he talk about you need to go to. That same white man that you hear him always talking about, that's who I'll be spilling the beans to. I mean, if you're really that mad. I mean, if you're really that mad, what are you going to do about it? Telling us on YouTube does nothing for that man. None of y'all did nothing. How much trauma did you really endure? Yes, they on a slow bus. Stop playing with us people like that. And then get mad at us when we don't agree with your trauma. We're not saying beating somebody in the head is good, slapping them, making them unconscious, but if it really affected you and you really wanted to get away from that man, and if you are truly mad, letting him know about your ex-men, that's trauma. Putting on eyeshadow, is that trauma? Telling that man's business and saying certain things, is that trauma? How did that man know that your friend name is Hezekiah? How he know? How he know what that man's size is? All these things you told him. That's why I say they Mike and they Ike and they just alike. Mike and Ike and they're just alike. Y'all people gonna have to come to that realization. I'm not talking about, hey, living your best life. I'm not talking about the abuse. That's separate. But she was willing to take that abuse to keep her position. But like I said to you guys yesterday, those broken promises. He said what he wanted to say to her. Never at no particular time. And when she was doing her confessional, did she ever speak upon her having a conversation about him abusing her? She always said, oh, the baby missed the father, and I thought it couldn't work. She never mentioned nothing about, oh, he promised not to hit me no more. Oh, you know, she didn't mention nothing about that. Nothing. All she was worrying about was her position. And you know, Nature Boy doing his own thing. What he worrying about what Velvet doing anyway? Well, Velvet knows that. They know each other too well. So they're playing us. My girl just did a confessional. Look how many that girl got. Look how many viewers she got. She surpassed Nature Boy. She surpassed him. But if you was truly mad, you wouldn't stop at nothing to take that Negro down. You wouldn't stop at nothing to take that Negro down. I'm sorry. Even if you were sitting up there and you had to regather yourself and get therapy, but once a woman is really mad and a woman is truly scorned, sitting on YouTube crying and no, that's not being scorned, honey. That's not a scorned woman. A scorned woman gonna take you for everything you got. Y'all seen them scorned women. You would have called all that out. A scorned woman? I ain't talking to nobody on YouTube. I'm effing up all your money. However high I know you got your money, I'm going after it. I'm going after all your dough. I'm gonna make sure you can't travel with nothing. If I go back to you, that's because I got a police right behind me, an undercover cop right behind me to serve you with child support papers, IRS papers, fraud papers, scam papers, everything that I know that's going to affect your living, I'm going after. That's a scorned woman. So they trying to make us believe, like I said, this had nothing to do with the abuse. I'm separating the abuse. And I know women do go back, but I don't think she's there yet. I do not think she's there yet. But let's finish hearing from this simple chick.
And be like, wow. Like I was listening and I'm like, yo, like she went through
another.
I wrote it and talked
Look
about
at this.
it.
Look at this.
When you hear somebody speak from their soul, it's like, wow, everything just breaks down in you. You know, if you don't have compassion for what this woman has endured and what she's still enduring. It's not over. This is just the beginning. You know, this battle is...
Oh my God.
You know, I was only there for one fucking month. 40 days and 40 nights of hell.
Yeah.
40 days and 40 nights of hell. And what it took for me to get this man off of me. Whew, my God, my family, before I even left, my family was fasting for me for 30 days. My family was praying me through to come home. Like my sister, my brother, my cousins,
we're gonna skip
my
this
father,
violin stuff.
Like people I haven't heard from in ages.
Because it's kind of long.
Was pulling through. What you convince yourself is, even if it looks bad or whatever has you, like, oh, this is part of life. You got to suffer to get to the other side. That's a lie. That is one of the biggest lies ever created, yo. That you have to suffer in order to find joy. You have to suffer in order to be happy in life. Who the fuck made up these lies?
Yeah, so
where did they come from? Because they are lies. You know, we're talking about years of somebody playing on our subconscious, trying to tell us that we hate the black man. So what do? We want to prove, no, we love you. We'll support you. We'll back you up no matter what you do. We'll hold you down. We got you. We'll be faithful. It don't matter. You made a mistake. We got you. We'll let it go. We're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of years in our DNA of trying to convince the black man, right, that we forgive him and that we trust him again. Because for so long, we've been trying to just be independent and do it on our own as women. Oh, we got this. You know, me with the whole, you know, corporate. I'm a New Yorker. I got this. I'm living my best life. I'm popping. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. In corporate America, empty as fuck. You understand me? Going to a job, making this money, and literally coming home to a beautiful place, Donna, and lonely as fuck. You know, with a man and everything. Got a man doing this, but still just empty, right? There's just that emptiness. So you're just like searching and searching. And then somebody comes and tells you that nature is the way, right? And it's like, I know it is the way. And I'm patient, right? So my roots has always been nature. That's what I've been taught, right? Although I had an adopted family, it still was it's in my DNA. So nature is the whole basis of Haiti. And it's literally, you know, from the Yoruba tribe, right? So the people who migrated to Saint Dominique in Haiti, a lot of those cultures and beliefs and practices carried on to our blood, stayed into our blood through our grandmothers and great grandmothers and so forth. And so it's like, yeah, nature. Yeah, this is something, you know,
why didn't go back
to Haiti? Bell said that really stuck with me. It's like the use of knowledge to manipulate you to be who they want you to be.
Go back to the island.
And I'm not trying to make this about me. Honestly, I'm not. It's just that's what I'm hearing and seeing, because it's like the more you talk about it, the more you remember, the more you track back where you missed the beats.
Yes,
where you missed your
because it's
your
long.
Mark. You know, where you could have this, you know, partnering and this. No, this is Vel's moment, and you're like, wow, maybe that's a better life for me. Maybe that is. Maybe I should try something different. Maybe the goody two shoes, perfect Sybil can let go and let her hair down. You know,
yeah.
she was brave and bold enough. Maybe you need to work on having courage and stop running behind being a typing little gangster, and actually show your face. When was the last time you showed your face on live? Do people even know what you look like with your fake pages? And you got so much gangsterness and so much this and that. It's somebody teaching you how to show who you are. Somebody teaching you to be you, no matter what people think. You know? Those are great lessons for us all to learn. Simply just being ourselves.
Queen Avatar.
And so I had to come to terms.
Really needs to stop. Go
with the fact.
Yes, exactly.
Oh no, I wrote this book.
I know they're not mad.
And a lot of me, like, I was going back and forth,
mad.
especially when I was away, just in the sun on the beach. It just felt like I was living my real life again, like just being free, not stuck in this
walking around
this disgusting man, this disgusting call. It was just like, ugh, it feels so dirty and murky and not who I am. Like, I'm just, woo, you know, I just want to live, you know, be happy and enjoy my family, friends, people that I love. So I felt like every time I would come and read, I was being like forced to do it. It's like,
hey,
oh,
Pumpkin Circle.
I gotta share this again. Because meanwhile, I'm living. I'm like exploring my joy. I'm finding out the things that make me happy. I'm keeping a peace of mind. Some days I just sit and don't do shit, and it's just peaceful for me. I'm good with being with myself. I'm good with being my own company. I'm good with taking time to just listen to my thoughts. I'm good with just soaking in a tub for hours and just letting my thoughts run. I'm good with having a glass of wine, you know, and just chilling. I'm good with it. Yeah. I'm good with that. Like, it's just, I was in such a peaceful place so many of those times, but then as soon as I read, I would get riled up. But not to be ignored when those things come up. It's because there's still like residue, you know, like residual stuff that's still like lurking in there. And man, I listened to the live again today of Elle, and every time I'm just wailing again. It's just crying, and it feels so
she keeps going on and on and on and on.
I was like, oh my God, like how much can one
Finish
person
the book, girl.
endure, right? And it just is waking me to know that I don't want that life, yo. I don't want the life of this
where the tears
supposed way of following a leader, supposedly living in nature, living in the tropics, barefoot, shitting in the grass, and you know, I don't want that. I have to accept that that's not really who I am. And even though it was a moment that I felt like, okay, maybe that would be it, me living in nature every day, you know, waking up in a hut or a village, and maybe that's my dream, you know, I'm thinking, but it's like, no, that was not. And I'm okay with feeling like I want other things. I want a life, a family. I want exactly the beauty that reflects who I am. I don't want guilt or shame for enjoying, you know, vacations or people that are around me, you know, things that are nice. I want to feel like I'm in love with my life. I want to feel like I'm in love with my life, not because someone gives me permission or someone says it's okay for the way that I'm living, but because I decide. I just want what I want, period. And that doesn't mean I want to go back to corporate America. No, I was empty there. But that doesn't mean I need to sell my soul to a man in order to discover and allow myself to trust and have courage to follow my dreams and to know that I have enough value to create any abundance. I have enough value in me, my story alone, before carbonation, being a Jehovah's Witness, coming through everything that I've come through, how I got into corporate America, what I did for 15 years, how I became a national trainer, how I can put my mind to anything, albums, worked with top-notch A-list star, like it don't even matter. It's just, I did that and then rebirthed again and then rebirthed again and then rebirthed again. And here we are rebirthing again. Wrote a book. What? You know what I'm saying? It was about trash. Unfortunately. It couldn't have been for a better reason. But I canceled that. Cancel. It was the truth, you know, and it's
not to mind you. My girl claimed she was there for 40 days. 40 days. Yes, you are 100% right. 40 days. And she wrote a whole entire book. 40 days. This lady ain't seen half of nothing. This is why I'm telling you, she was a plant. She made herself a plant. She said she was in corporate business. She went there with her corporate mind. There's no need to read it because it's a kindergarten book. She went there with her corporate mind and she wanted to get some money out of this. She wanted to get some money out of this, and somewhere down the line, she fell in love with velvet. I don't care what none of you guys say. Somewhere down the line, she fell in love with velvet. She done switched. She done switched up. She done wanted to go to the woman. There's no way in the world you're going to write a book, but you couldn't write a story to get to the popo. You ain't do nothing once you left. You did nothing to save that girl. And why would you just so concentrated on velvet? Why was she your only concentration? Why? It was you the one said that it was okay when she was beating up on people and she was getting up on people, or you felt you had to protect her, but you always had Velvet's side. So maybe you didn't do nothing with Alihiho. Maybe you did something with Velvet. Maybe that's who you did something with. Because you know Velvet swing both ways. So maybe that's why she didn't do nothing with Alihiho, because that was Velvet's girl. Or she wanted her to be Velvet's girl. These people went all a nonsense. Let's finish with this nonsense. Nonsense.
Painful, but don't call the truth trash. I'll tell you why, and I'm talking to myself, because it's clearly something that I experienced so that I could be on the other side of it, right? And even people who think, and I don't think like that. I don't think like a lot of the people, the ex-members, they still think, oh, I'm living the knowledge, I'm living the truth. That's not the truth to me. That's not what I call the truth. Living in a loop and in a box and saying that your program, which is your astrological chart, is who you really are. And that's it. That's like saying there's only one way and path in life. We are literally living as observers. We literally, in a field of infinite possibilities, have a billion choices and directions. You can't tell me the one perspective of your astrological chart is the only way for you to be. But he doesn't want to teach you about you being above epi, right? Above your genes being your astrological chart. He doesn't want to teach you that you are above that by changing your mind.
Okay.
That your mind has the power to recreate anything and to create something new completely.
Miss
Abracadabra, or people want to say magic and this and that. It means as you speak, you create.
Opportunity.
You create it. So just like I created a hell, right? Because clearly I was putting myself through hell with a lot of, work and corporate and living for other people, living this lifestyle, fancy dinners, VIP, doing all these things, and not really living for myself. So I put myself through the physical hell of that.
We are not going to pretend. Now, we already know all about Nature Boy, but we are not going to pretend that all of them went there for that crown, including you, because you said, oh, how he was so nice to you. He came and got you, and he drove you, and he brought you there. And it's amazing. After you met Velvet, you didn't have no intercourse with Nature Boy. Really? So who was you doing? Because everybody was doing something there. Everybody. And then she claimed, I don't know if I fast forwarded or it's coming up, that Velvet was telling her, her game plan. But I don't know if I fast forward, but maybe you'll hear it. But Velvet was telling her this. This is a pot of crap. She's an opportunist, and I don't believe nothing. I believe what she's saying, but her intent is bullshit. Her intent is to get paid. But they all, why get paid? If you ain't messing up Nature Boy pockets, well, all y'all doing means nothing. If y'all not doing anything to mess up that man's pockets, which means whoever holds that money, if you ain't going after that person, what are you saying? Who's in charge of that money? I'm coming for you. I am coming for you. See, this is how you show you mad and you angry. Who got the money? Who name is the money in now? I will have the IRS, everything on you. Everything you say and do, you will have to prove it. They got these funds. Where they at? Where they at? You go after the little people to get to the big people. You want the big fish? Go after the little fish. The same way, Nature Boy, anytime y'all go on a live, he send his minions out to get you. I'm going after the minions. Flo got out now. It must be True or Musa. Yeah, because Joy is gone. Because it used to be Joy. Anybody who I feel got that money and who name it, I'm going after you. I am stopping everything. When I do go on YouTube, I'm going to tell you, this is what I did to them. Sybil bankrolled him for years. I know she did. I tell you no lie, get me mad. Do me dirty. Do me dirty if I'm fed up. You know, women gotta, get that courage. But if you claim you mad, this is what you claim. These are the things you guys are claiming. I'm not claiming this. Y'all on live telling us absolutely nothing. You talking to us about absolutely nothing. I want to hear what you're gonna do. If he is such a bad person, what you gonna do about it? Because he gonna still be nature. What you gonna do about it? And the only way you can stop him is go after that money. I am not trying to hear nothing else. Who's the minion? Send some minions over to his minions page. I would disrupt everything. I'm not going to be, well, let me say something so he can say something. Then I'm going to say something. Then he going to say something. Oh, no, that's games. All of you guys are playing games. Who is the for real person? None of you guys are real. All of you guys down to Nature Boy claim y'all real people. Near not one of y'all are real. Ain't none of y'all doing real things. Ain't none of y'all acting like no boss. They ain't got to stand up to him. My thing is, once you leave, how did nobody try to make Nature Boy life hell? We already know, y'all already winning. We know he's a cult leader. Y'all won already. He has shown himself time and time again. Y'all won. So what now? What now? Let me just talk about him? F up out of here. F up out of here. And I'm not feeling sorry for nobody. Well, let's finish listening to this bunch of bullcrap.
Right? Right. Okay, I'm going to address that. That's very good. And it's like you get to create. then everybody's spiritual path and lesson is going to be different. That's why you have your own soul print. That's why you are individually who you are. That's why you have your own unique names, you know, your own being. Your fingerprints, 9 billion people, 10 billion people on the planet, none of them are the same. On any finger, you have fingerprints on all 10 fingers.
I didn't know that. No, I'm
so
joking.
Do that 9 billion, 10 billion times 10. That's how many fingerprints you have. Soul prints. Paths in life. Billions of ways. All you have to do is change your perspective, change your mind about how you see something, and recreate something new. How many people have done it, not living in a loop, not going to prison every other month? Like, at least if you're going to admire somebody, please. But I'll be able to actually start changing my habits, changing my ways, which we all are changing, and accepting that, okay, I want to do it this way next time. I want to do better. I want to do it that way. I want to be allowing her heart to come out. Like, we'll get to know her. You're going to have to get to know her all over again.
Because you got to know her.
Who Carbonation was, and this chief is an idea. That's not people. These are all roles that we played.
Because you got to know her.
To be able to fit into someone else's world. But if you actually start listening to yourself and trusting you, and trusting that your spirit knows best, and that spirit is truly speaking and allowing, if we allow it. Now, we try to do it our way all the time, you know, and we don't want to fall. We don't want to feel that pain. We don't want to get knocked the fuck down. But life will, if you don't want to fall, you don't want to feel it, but you're doing it, you're going to get that hit. It's going to knock you fuck down. Life will rip that ass up until we learn and say, okay, I surrender. I no longer have to test myself. I don't have to test
Oh God,
people.
here we go with the crying tears. The fake tears again.
I don't need to do any of that. I can simply be who I am. And the more I allow freedom and the joy of my soul to be expressed, the more I'll get that back, right? Because everything is created twice. Everything is created twice. First in the mind, and then we see it out here. So it's all that just go back and say, okay, what here can I learn? You know, let me go and see, what is this trying to teach me? What is this challenge trying to teach me? What is this resistance trying to teach me?
The more she speaks, the more I want to puke. I'm going to still play it, but I'm going to invite some of you guys up here, whoever would like to come up here, and just give their opinion. I'm opening up the floor. Let's go. I'm opening up the floor, baby. Let's go. Here you guys go. If y'all got anything y'all want to say about Velvet's performance, Nature Boy's performance, and Sybil performance, because she's simple as hell. If anybody got something to say about the performance, hit that link. Hit that link. She's simple. They all simple. They all still scared of what they have done. What they have done. Ain't nobody trying to break him at all. Y'all still letting that man rise. F up out of here. Go ahead with that bull crap. The link is there. If somebody would like to come on, hit that link. Let me get back into this bull crap.
What is this pushback that I'm trying to get, you know, like a result from? What do I want to what do I want to unravel here, right? Life is always going to give you those clues. And that's why I love the heart inventory, right? Because when I check in and I'm like, Spirit, what's going on here? Is it, what's happening? Like, now I just do these checks, right? Sometimes I get a little sign. My family laughs at me. My sister be like, oh God, here she go with her sign. Oh Lord, here she go with her, you know, but that's me. I feel like everything is, even the person at the supermarket, or, the person in your Uber, or, somebody you meet at the airport, handling your tickets. None of it is coincidence. These are all souls that we are meant to connect.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate that so much, that I got to create, even through all the pain.
You ain't had no pain. Or you just watched it.
Turmoil. I got to.
You walked away with no disease but herpes.
That I probably would have never crossed paths with in this life, ever, if I didn't go there. Right?
Really?
I would never cross paths, never got to see the other aspects of what some people actually think is real life and think is the truth, and it's not, And I got to meet beautiful souls that were actually lost, including myself.
Yeah, okay.
And I got to see reflections of me that were very, very sad. And none of us were living up to our potential. None of us were truly being authentic. And we had to come back and learn ourselves all over again, right? Follow the joy that we truly feel. So, man, I just feel really honored to just be in a space that God, trusts me to use my voice, put me in a position where my voice can be heard. Because, God forbid if this was Sally Sue and, Kelly or Kathy out there talking about what Bob did to her, we might have this, situation, little expedited, but we trust spirit. We trust spirit, and we know the roots are much deeper, and the pain and the ancestors have suffered much deeper. But we know when spirit responds, ain't no running. When spirit moves, whether you surrender by choice or by force, surrender is what it is, and we give thanks for that. So I just want to bless everyone's journey. I want to bless the people and just send love to those who are truly doing the work, man. Like just loving on yourself, and whether people judge you, they don't know, about what you're learning.
Hello, love.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Very well.
I'm doing fine. This is crap. Go ahead.
Go ahead, sis.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear me though. What about now? Right now?
I hear you really good.
Okay, great. This is crap. I have no idea. It's like, where's the tears? Do you guys see any tears on here? Do you see any? Did she cry before she got on and trying to bring it back up, or what's happening?
She's trying to cash in on Velvet, her lover, the one who she loves. She's trying to cash in on Velvet. And remember, everything she has ever said was about Velvet.
Correct.
She said things about Nature Boy, but everything that she says about it's concerning Velvet. So that's what she's trying to do, cash in on the person she loves.
Yeah, I see that. She loves something, but it sure is not Nature Boy. It has never been. But I really believe that she just needs to stick to singing or whatever was making her something beforehand. Now that she got into this healing, well, she's trying to be a healer. I don't care what anybody says. This lady is trying to be a healer. I can feel her energy of trying to be a healer. She's trying to come across like she's just this authentic person. And oh my God, I'm such a good person. And I do this and I do that. And I just fell into the wrong hands. But I don't know. How old is she again? I mean, I know age doesn't always have a number and age doesn't always have the requirements. However, this lady here is very deceptive.
You know, she went there to begin with to get acknowledged on more. And yes, I know she did have a little following before she got there, but what I'm saying is this has certainly plateaued her a little more than it would have if she hadn't gone. Let's just be clear about that, but whatever.
Let's be clear. Instead of getting at Nature Boy and destroying Nature Boy, they choose to use his tactics for gain. So which means how mad can you be? How much trauma did you really have? If you're using his tactics for gain, for viewership, for people to watch you, for people to send you donations, how traumatized were you?
I think it's how I was treating you that you feel this way.
Not at all. I don't believe she was really traumatized. I think she was probably more traumatized at how Velvet responded to her after she left, and after Nature Boy somewhat looks like forced her into saying certain things to her. And so that's pretty much for the most part. I don't really find that she's traumatic at all. Now, if she did have trauma, it's probably obviously from her past and what she had to endure as being an adoptive child, because I can understand that trauma. But on the terms of anything else, as far as Nature Boy and the cult nation is concerned, I don't see that. But hey, who am I?
My thing is, after Joy left, they all showed me they wasn't about that life. If Joy used to be in control of the money. If Joy didn't find a way to screw that up and mess with them, everybody after her is just like Joy. Joy, you had the upper hand. You controlled the money.
Exactly.
Make sure that for all the stuff that they do that's probably criminal, his name is not on anything. That's why haven't anybody went after his minions? If what you're saying is true, and if your tears are real,
I'm gonna celebrate.
I've seen a lot of women got abused, and when they got mad, honey, they wasn't doing no talking. It was all action.
I'm excited about it. But more, you did bring up an interesting point that I didn't notice upon release.
Some men really got destroyed when a true woman got really mad. Sometimes you didn't know who was the abuser and who was not the abuser. When that woman finally got mad, she, instead of finding a way to get home, yeah, you watching TV, I'm Dr. Mirror.
Can you hear? Is it too loud? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. That is. Hold on 1 second.
This is definitely. Are y'all gonna watch this alone? You have a nice young lady with you about the jams back in the day.
All right, that should be better. How are we doing now? Is it good now?
Okay, you good. Yeah, that's my main argument there. Yeah, we hear all your pity patties. Yeah, we all could dissect and see what y'all saying is a bunch of bull crap. We see your tears, we hear your stories, but what you want us to do? Y'all don't want to have all the power to do something. What do you want us to do? Okay, now that we know what we already know about Nature Boy, what have been discussed for years. What Nature Boy is no secret, but the only ammunition against him is the people that is there and the people that have left there, and nobody did nothing. Nobody did nothing. They have, and anything they say will be believable because of his actions online. Anything they say will be believable. He made me do this. He made me do that, which is all true. But instead of going after him, they're using his tactics.
Exactly. Well,
one point in time, Nature Boy did say, after you finish talking about me, what you gonna do?
I know I heard him say that before.
Not far as the content creators,
He meant the people who left there. After you tell your story a couple of times, what you gonna do?
Of course.
And
Nothing.
then she's trying to be a fake healer. Thank you, Scott. Merry Christmas to you in advance too. So she's trying to be a fake healer. Now the words that she's saying is beautiful. Yes, indeed. But at the end of the day, karma don't forget nothing. The universe don't forget nothing. And you still have to pay for the role that you played. So if you wanted to put good karma back in the universe, doing all this fake inspiration stuff is not going to help you when karma comes back and hits you.
What's deeper than that? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. It's deeper than that. Go ahead.
No. I want you to finish because I don't like cutting you. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, but I like what you was getting ready to say. Go ahead.
Okay, good. I apologize if I cut you off, by the way. But however, karma, let's discuss karma. Okay, so karma is not just about good or bad or evil, or you did this or you did that. Karma is basically lessons. And this woman has not learned her lessons in no way, shape, or form, and you clearly can tell. And because she has not learned her lessons, she's going to repeat this over and over and over again. And that's why Velvet keeps repeating things over and over and over again, because she has yet to learn her lesson. She talks a good game, sure, absolutely. But she is she is the game. And she is just as much as a narc as Nature Boy is. She was there before she got there, and you can kind of tell. And the point is, because she has not learned her karma, meaning she has not learned her lessons, or neither one of them have. That's why they're going to keep repeating things over and over and over again. And that's why things are happening the way it is happening. And just like even with the book, I mean, how well is the book doing? Let's be real. Right? Now, how well is the book doing?
Now, my thoughts on that book is that she wanted to raise Nature Boy. She made him more famous. Because remember, he had documentaries done about him. He got videos that's constantly done about him. Hey, Underrated Darkness. He got videos done about him constantly, but he never had a book done about him. So she has now completed that. All he missing out is to be on the real network. That's all that's missing. If she wanted to tell her story, she would have said, these stories are real. The names has been changed to protect whoever, because she didn't protect anybody. But she put their names in the story. She didn't even ask their permission. She was supposed to change their names. I mean, I thought she was smart. She didn't protect anybody. She throwing Velvet, my life, this what happened. I'm like, who does that? So now if people buy this book and they mention the word Bababi, I refuse to say Babaji for him, but Bababi, if they refuse to say any of that, I mean, once they read that, he is now being, let's say her book goes phenomenal. It goes like off the rector, off the silk. She just put his name out there. So now people want to learn more, just like any cult leader. People want to learn more about him.
Correct.
People going to want to do a movie about him, because that's what Nature Boy mind is at. He wants that coverage. He wants somebody to do a story on him. And with all these accusations that's going on, he knows that's going to help him get a documentary. That's going to put him on Amazon movies, you know, because they got other shows out now about cults and stuff.
Right.
So he's figuring, okay, my turn is coming real soon. Thank all of you guys. Keep talking about me. That's why I said they should have went for his pockets.
I agree with that. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's exactly why.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking?
I was saying hello to Brown Bella, but go ahead, baby.
Oh, okay. I want to make sure because I never want to cut anybody off, especially not you. Well, with that said, is that they're definitely cults are definitely becoming very popular. You know, on especially on Lifetime, especially with the rendition of the R. Kelly, surviving R. Kelly, and things like that. Because they said he was running the cult, so to speak. Well, and so now with Nature Boy being out there, Nature Boy definitely will be able to get a Lifetime show in a little while. He already had that little fake reality TV show that he was
Big
trying to
brother
create.
crap.
Right.
Yeah.
He was already doing that, but he failed and missed on that because he's his own worst enemy. See, it's not that someone's going to take Nature Boy down. Nature Boy is going to take himself down. And that's one of the things that people have to understand. But yes, doing a lot of these videos and things like that is making him more popular because that's how I found out about him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, in doing that, being careful about, the way that people cover Nature Boy is definitely important. It's definitely important to not cover him a certain way. And a lot of these victims that are coming out, if they're victims or they're wanting retribution, then what they need to do is do it in the right way. It's not always a thing. I mean, he's already been exposed on YouTube and Instagram and all these various places and all these interviews, but yet no one has gone to the law. Nobody has proven, and he does have things that are definitely against him, like he has beat them up and all kinds of stuff. So this would definitely stick, even if they did sign a contract. They can still go against that contract. You know what I mean? And still press charges if that's the case. If it's all about, oh, he's horrible and I need this healing and this and this and that. Why have any of you all gone to the law? Because you're all on social media. So what difference does it make? You know what I mean? You're all on social media. And this is one thing I don't understand about a lot of these folks. Now, everybody has an issue with this particular person. The first thing that they do is go where? Social media. Social media is not going to provide that great healing for you. Now, maybe writing a book will, but writing a book on top of going to the law would make probably more sense. But then you get the question. Let's look at another scenario here, okay? Just go with me on this. Why hasn't Nature Boy ever been taken to task on any of these crimes? Not even based upon the victims, but just in general. How come he has never done any time for beating up any of these people? And it's proven.
Admitted. Forget about the part that they lied on him. We're talking about all the stuff he admitted.
Correct.
And you notice where a lot of these cults, the only reason why they started getting taken down because people went to the authorities. He's not worried about it. It's messed up when he not even worrying about it because he know you ain't gonna do it. He know you. That's why he can still give you the real ego moments and still just as of yesterday said, today I slapped the ish out of Efero. He said only one he haven't hit was Aya, but we understand Aya used to be a prostitute, so
exactly she knows the rules.
Thank you. She know the rules when it comes down to being with pimp. She know the rules. That's why she ain't got hit because they listen, child, listen. This is what you do with pimp.
She the real bottom. You know what? She the real bottom trick, so to speak.
No, but she's also the best flying monkey.
Correct.
She's also the best. That's what I'm waiting for, someone to go to the FBI. That's because he know they not. Exactly. That's why he still get on there the way he get on there.
And you know what else? He makes them incriminate themselves like dummies. They'll sit on there and talk about what they did in their childhood. And that's why he only has a certain type of person to come there to cult, to his cult. He has people who have already done the things that he has done to a certain level, whether it's worse or whether it's less. But nevertheless, it's still all him and still things that he does, right? That one brother sat up there and said he had did something to his sister
Yeah,
his
he
younger
was drunk.
sister.
That was true. That was true.
Right.
That was true. Who went up there and said that how he got drunk and he don't know. But it that has nothing to do with what they're taking him down for. Because
We know that.
the stuff that they have said to him, the people will have to go after them and sue them or take them to court or whatever. But he know that for some reason his brainwashing is that good, and he also know he taught them so good that he know they'll rather go for the money than go after him. He trained them. He trained them how to go after that money, how to get subscribers. Stop! Damn it! Get down! Oh, the damn cat! Move! Yeah, he have trained them to listen. This is the life. No working.
Exactly.
No dealing with society. So them parts he engraved in their mind that agree with them. I agree with this. Why should I work?
Exactly.
You know, certain things your spirit don't agree with, but a lot of things he taught them agrees with their spirit.
Because they're the same people.
Exactly.
And then the thing is, if they in fact did anything, because he does a lot of coercion. If they in fact did any of these things, he still coerced them into saying a lot of things, whether it be true or whether it not be. He would still get them to somehow co-sign what he basically says. And that is certainly a form of spiritual manipulation,
Oh, yes. But like I said, they have plenty of cult shows. Whatever they say will be believable. But the part of roaming and telling people I'm roaming and just telling people my life story and getting them donations, they're like, I like that. I like that. I thank you for that lesson. How to get that money and donation? Shit.
Shoot, they got that on lock.
Yeah, they in a sense, and it's, they said you could tell how a person is, how the fruit that they bear. Look at the fruit that he bared. Even though they left, you could tell they're still his fruits because they're still doing the same thing that he's doing up online, going through their emotions, telling their stories. Get the hell out. One is everybody got the fake tears. Everybody got their good days. Everybody got their bad days. But they constantly stay on here. They're trying to tug at our heartstrings to get them donations. And that's one thing he have taught them very well. Tug at them heartstrings and get that money.
Exactly.
And the universe going to send you this, and the universe going to send you that. So that's could be one of the reasons why they have not taken him out, because he taught them how to live for nothing. For nothing. Look at, did you see? If you watched my thing when I had a velvet on, did you see? Because that was live. Did you see how many people were in her room?
Right.
Over she just got Instagram, and already got over 1,000 people was in her live with the new name.
Exactly. Which says a lot. Because you'll have people who
I think her name was Sunny.
Sunny. Okay. Yeah, that was her name. That was her name. Sunny.
But I think her name was Sunny, Donna, just being right. I think that's the one Pisces had the baby by.
Correct.
That's the one Pisces had the baby by. She's pregnant with Pisces baby. Yeah, but exactly. There's no way. That's why I said they want us to believe their story. No, I'm looking at his fruits. And y'all bearing this, we could tell that came from his tree. Go ahead, baby.
No, I was just saying how a lot of times with him, when they're doing the whole change of their names and they're starting these new pages or what have you, because he makes them leave the page that they had originally when they was there with him. So in a lot of cases, sometimes they still use their page, but nevertheless, you'll have his followers who are following them, right? Because they're trying to make sure they don't slip up and say the wrong thing. Then you will have like people who are just nosy who follow this particular code, right? And then you have those people that, you know, or supporters to a degree of certain levels, right? So you'll have all these. So of course you're going to have these triple numbers. You're going to have way more numbers than him because a lot of people, you know, because there are so many people out, so many persons who are doing the commentary on Nature Boy. You are going to have a lot of them. We'll just go to certain people platforms like yourself and some other folk to watch Nature Boy as opposed to going to actually Nature Boy's live. You know what I mean? Because nobody really wants to listen to Nature Boy at this point, unless most people who do, he may have a few trolls in there, but for the
that's why
he called trolls, right? What he called trolls.
That's why he went to Bigo to get a whole new audience.
Exactly.
Bigo pays you, honey.
Exactly. Yeah, I heard about that.
But sooner or later, but he keep getting like every other day he get restricted. Then he also know a way of making money is them sex tapes. And Velvet had him on that. Why didn't she report that?
Exactly. Or she claimed, I think somewhere where she. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Revenge sex tapes is a crime.
It is. But she mentioned that on that what you were posting yesterday. I think she may have mentioned of that. I think she said something like, you know, their laws is going to come after you or something to that effect. That's not her exact words, but she said something to that effect. And then remember, let's go back to what he said. He said something to the point of, if you call the laws on me again, then I'm going to do this and this and that to you or whatever. Right? Remember? So I think she may have mentioned it, but I don't necessarily believe she's going to really do that because, again, in my heart of all hearts, not that I really care anyway, because I don't give a damn, but for the sake of we being on this panel and the sake of you, you know, supporting, right? She's going to go back anyway, like she's been doing. Because why would she even tell him about this new person she's allegedly seeing? You know, that's number one. That's something that you got to ask yourself. Why is she even still talking to him? She's just playing games.
Why is she still stroking his ego? Oh, his thing is not big as yours.
Exactly. What do I have to say to someone who abused me? And I get the fact that I know a lot of times, like yesterday, we were in the chat and a lot of people were saying, you know, we shouldn't victim shame. I agree with that. We shouldn't victim shame, but at the same time, we still have to call people out on their BS. Now, you know, it's not a thing of victim shaming, because I do feel sorry for a lot of people who have been in abusive relationships, and we all have to a certain degree, whether it's emotional, physical, spiritual, or emotionally. It's still all a form of abuse. However, it's still a level when you become the abuser yourself. So that definitely has to be talked about. And she is an abuser. And she can say that she's not, you know, and she uses that child as a tool. And we have to recognize that. And we have to stop playing these games. And she thinks because she has Nature Boy's daughter is that, you know, she could, you know, manipulate him any kind of way. And she also is manipulating him no more than he's manipulating her. Let's keep it real. However, he just takes it to a different level because, number one, he has a cult. Number two, he is a man and he's stronger in strength, and he has actually put his hands on her. So let's be clear about that. However, she's no better than him, though.
That's the point that people don't seem to get. We're not excluding anything bad that happens to her. Please do not have the National Abuse Healthline thinking that, abuse line thinking that we understand all of that. But Correct. That's why I started my thing saying peace reflection, because they are a reflection of one another. If you can plot I mean, I don't know, but back in the days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Many moons ago, when women was plotting, when they wanted to get that man, and they was plotting to get that man, what the first thing she did, went in his wallet and got his social security number.
Yep. Wait till you went to sleep. Or wait till we went to the shower.
If she was really plotting, she would have been plotting for real.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're going to plot, if you got his papers, your papers, why not get pictures of his papers?
Exactly.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? And then while he was in America, why when you knew where he was at, why you didn't hurry up and run to the cops and serve him with whatever papers you needed to serve him with? Why did you give him a chance to leave again? And that goes for you too, Miss Simple Sybil. Miss
They're
Fake.
not about their life. Right. They're not about their life though. They have never been really about their life, because if it was all like that, then they would have called the authorities. They would have made a stink about it. Instead, they try to get a payment off of it. You know, even to or to get a bigger following, or to get empathy and sympathy and get people to feel sorry for me. Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many organizations if they was forced to contact them, would love to bring them down? Because you got people who've been in cults before. Their job is to bring the cult man down, and they know every trick. And you know what I'm saying?
I do.
If they truly wanted to be free, if they wanted to be free, and then now you're saying to me, it's okay for the new people, the same way you didn't have, as you claimed, you had no knowledge about them, with all this nature, all this content going on for years. Nobody has no content on it. But you trying to say is for the people who don't have no information on, it's okay for them to go and get abused. That's what you're saying? What I don't understand what you guys are saying to me. Because if you're not stopping him, you're giving the green light for other women to get abused. If you're so much into healing and stuff and to all that and saying what he is, but it's okay for some other young dummy to go on up there, and he's catching them young dummies good on Bigo, honey.
Yep, and he's telling them in the gate, hey, I discipline my people. Hey, I discipline my woman. Hey, meaning I'm beating your tail. So he's telling them in the gate. So that's one thing he does say. He say, well, I do discipline people. I do beat people. You know, a lot of people has this. A lot of people has this. I do pass arounds. So they pretty much know what they're getting into. So why would I feel sorry for a group of people that already know what they're getting themselves into? I don't. And everybody could continue to feel sorry for them. They could continue to donate to them. They could continue to do whatever. I'm not going to be a part of that. How about that?
And anytime you could beat somebody's ass, I'm talking about Malaya now, beat her up and then turn around and have her butt cheeks on the table. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you got to sit up there and you get your behind beat, and then you got to get your rectum bust open live. Well, you didn't see when he did it live, and then he ended up getting restricted.
I did not, honey, but I believe
he hit her from the back, honey, and then you didn't see that tape was velvet and him neither, did you?
No, I did not.
Well, I got to send you that, girl.
I did not send that.
I don't know if you want to see it, but I didn't want to see it. It was sent to me. I'm gonna definitely send it to you, so we can both be like, we didn't need to see it. We didn't need to see it.
So I can take 5 minutes of my life that I can't get back.
No, girl. Make sure you got your sage. Well, pick the favorite color sage, because you're gonna need some sage after that one.
Well, I have a lot of sage here, as you know. I'm a
silver. You better burn it. You don't have to burn it all. It's only like about a good less than a minute.
Okay.
It's about less than a minute, but the little 30 seconds was too much for my eyeballs, honey. And that's why I would have hurried up and went to the popo on that. That's how I said.
My virgin eyes. Yeah, my virgin eyes.
Mine was
My virgin eyes. I can't unsee that. I can't
certain
unsee it.
things you can't, once your eyes see it, you can't take it back. I'm like, well, why did you say
Am I gonna have nightmares about it?
No, because people now report on it, so they wanted me. They was talking about the and they wanted me to see it. I'm like, oh my god!
It's like the things you have to do for you to get your channel. It's like
I guess they
to report
because they was reporting on it, so they
sent to you. Makes sense,
right? And I'm like, oh, I got you got the thing. I don't know how to send it on the Instagram. Mama tried to forward it to you, but oh my god, Velvet.
I send you my email. You might have to tell me ahead of time what's gonna happen so I can.
Velvet giving him his eggplant some head. That's what that is.
Okay. Jesus. I mean,
Velvet give this eggplant some attention. Some undivided attention. And I mean attention too. I was like, oh my god. But
she should have reported him. If not, sued him. At least sued him for revenge porn, if nothing else. Good Lord.
That's because that's not quick. But if they do all that, they're not going to get that quick money. They want that quick money, and that quick money is doing what he taught them to do.
Yeah, but that'll be some good money though if she does it right, and she could take it to a whole new level, and then she could develop a better platform. But I ain't gonna talk about that. But a lot of their mind state is very Disney broad.
Exactly, going online.
And that's not enough anymore. If they were gonna do it, Sybil was gonna do it. Shoot, I would have had me a lifetime deal. I would have hooked all of that up. If they was gonna do that, I'm just saying. I would have had a surviving Eligio's Nature Boy /
through the authority. But my thing is, if I truly agree, the last thing on my mind is making money.
I know, but I'm just saying, if they're gonna do it, they gotta do it right. They're dumb. I'm sorry, they slow.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I know certain things is not the last thing on their mind. If the last thing on my mind is money, the last thing on their mind should be money. If you was there for 4 months and it took you a couple of months to speak out, no, you was writing that book soon as you got home.
Oh yeah, so she was on it.
Just because you didn't come on live, that doesn't mean that you still wasn't with the shits, because it took you that much time to write that kindergarten book. It took peace and blessings, Donna. Have a good one, my love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
we got 7 minutes left on here. But that's what I'm saying. The last thing on their mind, the first thing on their mind, how do I take this Negro down? That has to be the first thing on my mind.
Exactly. I would have been like, how do I take this Negro down? Secondly, how do I get paid? How can I get to the next level in my life and make him pay for my pain and suffering that I suffered there? And I would be clear about my intentions, okay? But because they need a simple-minded or simpletons, they don't know no better. And they want to go off, I'm going to go off on this journey, and I'm just going to be a reflection. They talk all that talk. I'm a healer. I don't talk like that. They sound dumb. At some points in time, who does that? They sound just like them.
One thing about healing, what people don't understand, you can't not unlock anything unless God wants you to unlock it. As far as healing, spirituality, or anything like that. I don't care how much, just like you're a healer, but look how you heal now. 10 years from now, you're going to be healing much differently, because you're going to be picking up more and more wisdom. You cannot do certain things unless you have the wisdom behind it.
Or and two, you have to, it's kind of like confessing your soul, and you have to cleanse your soul. And you have to be a certain type of energy, meaning you have to have healed yourself. You can't be a healer without have healing yourself. What?
But you can't unlock. But my thing is, you cannot unlock certain things until God wants. Like certain things you're not going to understand. Like if you read a book when you was 5 years old and you read that book again when you're 20, same book, you like, wow, I see this book much differently. So stop thinking that with they young adolescent. My point is they young and they adolescents and they chasing something that regardless of how much you chase and how much you think you know, you don't know. No, you got people that's older than you that still gonna listen, child. X, A, B, C, and A, B, D. You understand what I'm saying? Who's gonna tell you the real deal? It goes by learning, wisdom, and experience. They think they're going there and they're gonna be smarter than everybody. No.
And it also goes with whoever the creator or your ancestors deem as if they want to give you this gift or not. See,
You're
it's
not
a
gonna
gift.
Receive it
and a curse.
unless God let you receive it. Nothing happens without God's permission. It has nothing to do with man. I mean, far as acting like you so forward, more forward than everybody. That's not how life goes. Now, if you want to be a healer, you're going to go through you're talking upon your experience and healing your pain. That's different if that's what you do. But it still took, God still had to unlock something in you for you to be able to do that job. It is, whatever you went through or whatever, but God molded you and he kept unlocking different things in life for only you to understand. So now you can give it to other people. Now, does that mean they're going to get it? I don't know. We don't know if they're mature enough or old enough to, or God want them to get it now. You can just pass on the experience. That's why I don't understand why a lot of these kids are running away and trying to tell them I'm like, y'all not the first people who moved out of America. A lot of people moved out of America.
People do it every day. People do it every day. But leaving your safe path, or some are in turmoil and going into a more turmoil situation doesn't make sense. And it just makes more sense to heal.
How you gonna be a child and with the next breath say I'm in my higher self, you're in your lower self? No, I mean I'm exactly where I need to. I'm exactly where I need to be. You can't tell somebody 20 years you're your higher self. Really? What have you went through in life to say you and your higher self and this person is in their lower self? I would love to know. I don't give a hell how much information he got. I don't care if you got an MBA or ABC or whatever you got on that daggone wall. It's still more life experiences that's going to come hit you. It's going to come and hit you. Nobody got no time for that. But they don't know because he's telling them they're in their higher self. So being that he's telling them that they're in their higher self, they, it boosts up their ego or whatever. That's why that's why us commentators can break them down. We can break them down very well.
Of course.
It's just your higher self. What can we tell? We couldn't be able to break you down. You're in your higher self. Everything you're saying is accurate and correct. There's nothing that y'all said is accurate or correct.
Higher self. Well, maybe they are in their higher selves as high as they can go for them. And that's nothing. So that's it's a lot. They may be in their higher self for them. They may be in their higher self for them because they have been so low for so long. You know what I mean? So it may be a higher self for them, right? Because they're not as intelligent. They're unintelligent people to it, you know. No offense to them, but just telling the truth. So they may be in their higher self, you know.
That's just like Velvet right about now. She thinks she's the smartest person on earth. They think once they leave, I'm like, please, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all want life is really simple. Eat, shit, eat, sleep, shit, and shelter. That's what life is really all about. Is how to obtain them things. And we all have to do it. We all have to do it. Regardless if you're smart or dumb or whatever, we all got to sit up there and do the same thing. Now, what's in between that is on you. It's on you. You know, and it takes, like I said, some people don't really get into themselves. To remember, Velvet's just 23, and Velvet, you know, I mean, I know people been through more than her, but after the first time she left, like I said, it ain't like she left the abuser and she went across the street. She left the abuser and left the whole damn country and came back. And came back. See, when people speaking upon going back to your abuser, that's because that abuser is still in your area or still in your town.
Right.
We talking about a whole different country. And then he claimed, this is why I said, even though he said a lot of information, but my thing is, you just got finished saying that you haven't spoken to her and he wouldn't let you, she won't let you speak to your daughter. But you got enough, you're talking about you love your daughter so much. So how you know more about Hezekiah than what's going on with your daughter? Because you say you couldn't speak to your daughter. So after you couldn't speak to your daughter, wasn't you supposed to hang up the phone? How did you have enough time to hear about all these men she's dealing with? And if she came there with left and came back, left and came back, she only left 3 times. Once she was with Mac. Second time, who knows? Third time, I don't know. But my thing is, you think that you deserve a praise for taking a woman back with an oozy vagina? That don't even logical. And
well,
then
why wouldn't he take her back?
Everybody agreeing. I'm like, what did y'all all do? Did y'all form? Did she lay down and y'all formed the circle and looked at the stuff oozing out of her?
Because they were all oozing. Well, they were all oozing. I mean, why wouldn't they have accepted her back? Because they've been oozing. I mean, all of them dripping, as we used to call it back in the day. You drip it. You know, they all dripping. They all having that those disgusting smells. They've been talking about that for centuries, since you know what I mean, since they've been there.
But he healed them. Don't forget he healed it. That's why he kept having sex with her after the oozing stopped. Now I'm like, because the oozing stopped, that don't mean the inflammation and the stuff. But because it stopped, that don't mean the inflammation and the all that other stuff has left.
Well, he wouldn't let them go to seek medical treatment. So, or any type of herbs. He wasn't using herbs. He wasn't using herbs until that one girl got there when she tried to hook them on to sea moss. So let's just keep that real. Now, remember that. Now, he was like, you don't need no herbs, because one of those young ladies in the very beginning, I forgot what her name was, but she said that she had a lot of herbs in her bag, and he had forced them to throw all of their herbs away, all of her herbs that she had just bought prior to getting there, as well as going through her clothes and siphoning her clothes off to wear, as well as her jewelry, her necklaces and earrings and so forth.
Now, he got a habit, not a habit. He has a record of not picking the right places. Now, he picked, what was that place? Nicaragua. Look what happened to him in Nicaragua. Not a good place to pick. Then he picked Hawaii. I mean Costa Rica too, but then he picked Hawaii. Not a good place to go. Now you pick Africa. If you claim you going to Africa, and
that's
I'm
gonna
like,
be worse.
Do you know how hard it is to grow crop out there in Africa? They dirt. I mean, people have to send in that, what you call it? That you put
he's not doing no growing of nothing. He ain't finna grow of nothing. But what I'm saying is he gonna experience a lot more trouble in trying to go down there. That's gonna be worse for him because they're not gonna play all that stuff that he's trying to do.
First of all, he ain't gonna be making American dollars up on there. He's not gonna be making them American dollars living a life with a bunch of poor people thinking they ain't gonna rob you. You talking about Africa. I'm not calling all your African thieves, but I'm just saying. You think that them cartel people ain't coming? You making all that money and bragging, and you got people there who been there all their lives struggling, and you're living good? You got people who live there. They got bars everywhere. They got a bar on every window, a bar on everywhere. Everything is secure. You living in Africa, I don't care what part of Africa. You bet, even if you
better come with some money.
No, he's gonna have to dish out that money, honey.
You better come with some money. Well, even if you do, but it's not just about the money, but there is certain things that he does they're not going to tolerate. I'm telling you, he should go though, because he gonna see what fat meat greasy is. He gonna see what it is. Then let him go. I think he should go. I think he should see what the real situations are down there. It's not what he thinks it is, and he's not getting away from America. He just don't understand. Okay, you'll see in a minute. He'll see that life is not playing with him. He get ready to get it. He's getting ready to get and understand what life truly is. And he always tries to come back in a tone after a while and be like, oh yeah, I was wrong. I'm not really the Messiah. And yes, he'll try to say that, and then he'll apologize to all the commentators on him, and then he'll start this old same stuff. Yeah, he just does that.
But I tell you, no lie, Africa is not the place to play with. Nope, he don't know how to pick good spots there.
Because he's his own worst enemy. That's part of the problem. He is his own worst enemy, and he knows that. He just doesn't want to take responsibility. It's not this person's not that person, but he is clearly his own worst enemy. And everything that happens to him happens because of him, because of his own. I almost called his mouth something else, but because of his own demonic mouth, that's what happens. And everything just happens to him for a reason. And he's not getting off. I know a lot of people feel like he's getting off scot-free. I think a lot of people feel like he's not suffering enough, but he really is. He really is. And everybody that unfortunately, the people that are down and move around with him suffers more, unfortunately. But hey, that's what they want. They want to follow him. They want to be around him. They want to be sea monkeys. So let the sea wash.
Yeah, he gonna be washed in that sea, messing with them friends. He gonna be floating in that sea. He gonna be floating in that sea for real.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
You think you had to pay up them Nicaragua people. Hopefully he don't go spending, because that's how anybody tell you when you go into Africa, they robbing you. They are robbing you.
Well, in his case, he deserves it. They don't do everybody like that, but just the way that his energy is. This is like if you go to any country. If you go to any country, it is best that you know someone there. That's any country. It doesn't matter whether it's Africa, whether it's France. It's kind of cool for you to know and be in contact or be cool with a particular person or a family or something that is there that has certain connections, okay? It makes sense for you to do that. It doesn't make sense for you to go to a country where you don't really know anyone anyone ever there, and to think that it's going to be okay. No, sir, no, ma'am. That's not logical. It makes sense. Even if you decide, well, hey, I'm going to go to the this resort, and with this particular resort we have a certain type of relationship, even if it's a business relationship, it's something, but you should have some type of communication or contact with a person way ahead of time, and they be your contact person, so they can certainly help you to maneuver around. I mean, who goes to a country and not have that type of support? It's just like me when I went to New York. I've been in New York a whole bunch of times, but every time I go, I do have people that I personally know that I have contact with, who I can either stay with, or they can meet me somewhere and we'll go wherever I need to go. That makes perfect sense. It doesn't. You're dumb to just go somewhere and show up somewhere and think it's okay. And that's why he is in a lot of these situations, because he'll just show up and thinking that he can make it that way, and that's why his time there always doesn't last long, because he doesn't understand the rules, and he thinks that he could just not follow rules, and you do have to follow rules in other people's countries, homes, and etc.
Even if he does know somebody, he gonna still have to pay them off, because they haven't been in Africa all their years, worked hard for their money. Now I'm going to help you. No, don't go like that in Africa. You better cut me some of that off every check. And I don't blame them. He going to a place where you gotta, just like, especially if you're American, they want that American dollars. But if you got somebody out there that's going to look out for you, you better look out for them, because they're not going to be in a struggling position watching you and your wives living a good life. They're going to set you up and rob you. And I'm quite sure them guns that was not yours, them guns that you claim you have not, when you get on that plane and go to these different countries, that machete is not going to help you, or getting knives are not going to help you. Even getting guns is not going to help you when they come to get you.
Well, he can't take them anyway. I mean, he can't take them on an airplane. He can't take none of those weapons on an airplane, and it's not even registered to him. I mean, what? If they real, they might be toys. I didn't look at them, so I don't know if they was real or toys or not. But
that's why I said he's going there with nothing.
Right.
So he got to pay a lot of people off if he's in Africa. Have you ever seen how bad was going on in Africa? You think they're going to be letting him live good?
I personally know people that lives there right now. So I already know what it is. That's why I said he's not going to be able to do what he does. He's going to have to follow the law of lands. I'm telling you, because he's going to get down there and get somebody hurt, if not himself, them other folk. But whatever. Velvet can take her butt down there if she wants to. Go ahead, Velvet.
Velvet can literally start her own tribe, because Velvet's smarter than him, and Velvet's the one with the power. Velvet can get her own tribe. Velvet can do what he does, but better.
She could, but she'll be the same demon. She'll still be beating those women. She'll still be doing some of the same things he'll be doing. And then they'll still have to give little mama a favor. So you make me laugh.
And then she claimed she wanted to be with her daughter, but then at the same token, she wanted them to keep the daughter because she wanted to be a queen. So the longer time she spent with that daughter is gonna make her fly her ass right back where he's at. And it won't be about him so much, but it's about the being the chiefess and having to chief this baby. She ain't gonna mind getting beat for that.
No, because she want that power. It's all about power for her. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. But I'm gonna jump off the panel. I appreciate you for allowing me to come on.
For you, this is at a close.
All right, I appreciate you.
When you hear me crunching ice, you know it's over.
I know. It was definitely.
I always end my ice with a nice crunch song. I thank all you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys for being here. Oozing for what? Shaggy coming out of her vagina for having multiple partners. I catch you guys either tomorrow or the next day. Peace out.